So talk about evolution. There's a lot of hype right now on AI. I'm not in the big enthusiastic crowd. I know there's a place for it,
Yeah, there's
but one of the things that you mentioned is, the really what is the process for evaluating AI and how it can affect your organization, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes.
But why don't you, since that's a hot topic, why don't you touch on that? I mean, but AI is going to do my process for me, isn't it?
No, it is absolutely not. If you think about, listen, AI is just remixing records faster, right? If you think about it, there are no new ideas that AI can create. It is impossible. It can only do what it's been trained to do. It can only read, it can only, there's some AI vision and things like that, but all it's doing is just doing that processing faster. There is no answer that AI has given me, and I use AI a lot, and we actually implement AI with clients. There's no answer that I couldn't have found on my own. The AI just found it in a fraction of a second, and it might have took me 15 years to find it, right? And I had to get all these documents and put them up on the wall. So it's going faster. But if your process has not been mined and the pain removed from it, then you're stuck in a situation. We've all heard the story about the SHIT and the fan, right? If it's going to hit the fan, do we really want to speed the blades up and make it go faster? No, I think we want to slow the fan down and remove the feces from the process. So if you want to automate a process, I'm all for that. But my God, do not allow there to be any pain or any broken stuff in there, because doing things poorly more quickly is not a real good strategy. So that's my belief on AI. And we have actually multiple consultants that work with us that are AI consultants that use our methods to go out to clients and say, I refuse to bring AI into your organization until I can see a process map and I can hear from all the people that touch the process, and we can remove all of the pain from them. We can remedy those pains. Then we can see what we can speed up. But my God, you don't go drive a car 300 miles an hour without checking tire pressure and oil first. You have got to fix it.
My first question, I do a lot of interviewing because I have a hiring system that's really solid, and I get hired by clients to interview people. And my first question is, what's more important, knowledge or action, and why? What do you think I'm looking for?
Well, I would say it's action, and why for me.
Yeah. And so what I find is that, and people say, well, what's the right answer? Is it action or knowledge? And I say, well, actually, the smart people say, well, it's got to be action, because I can have all the knowledge in the world, but if I don't act on it, nothing changes. Yeah. But the flip side is also true. The person will say, well, it has to be knowledge because of what you just said.
Yeah, right.
Okay. If I don't have the right knowledge, right, then I take action. I can actually make it much worse. Right. And which is what you just said. So all I do is I look for them not to be a deer in the headlights. Well, I'm not really sure. You could do action. And I've had some candidates that just sit there for a minute and they're like, oh, I don't know. Well, maybe this, and that's all I'm looking for. And I think you make an excellent point with AI.
Yeah.
Is that if you're going to use it in a process way, you got to really get things organized and let it help you kind of more on the fringe. You didn't exactly put it that way.
You're 100% right. You've got to figure out
it's leading the charge.
Yes. And listen, what we haven't yet experienced with AI, but I will tell you it is being experienced by multiple large organizations, is that the data that you train an AI on is very important. And if you don't correct that data when it comes out wrong, it then gets embedded into it. And there is a case study. It's probably another 2 years before people will really know about it. But there's a major corporation right now that found that their AI was 98% efficient when they launched it. Last I heard, it was 94%. Right. So it is getting worse. It's not learned. It's learned, but because we didn't know the answer ourselves, when it gave us the answer and we accepted that, the AI said, oh, well, obviously Dave knows. He's the expert. I mean, my God, nobody trusts me. I'm a machine, for God's sakes. Well, and then it folds that back in, and then it reinforces that position. And now all of a sudden, at some point, that AI is not going to be worth anything because it's not trained on the right information.
Yeah, bad data in. And it reminds me of my favorite series, A Person of Interest on Amazon. Have you seen that at all?
I've seen it. It's in our queue, but we watched, I think, one episode and we were like, we're coming back to this.
Oh yeah, no, we're in the 5th season. So we're going to finish this out, my wife and I, and we're going to go back and watch the whole thing again. And I don't watch TV. Okay.
Yeah.
But the writing is so good, except for one episode I didn't like. There's 2 machines. You don't know that early on. So I'm sorry I told you.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. You just put the cat on the back.
But one has been trained by Harold, who's the guy you saw in the first episode.
Yeah. Yep.
to be a kind machine, a benevolent
Benevolent
machine. And the second machine that comes along is not trained like that. There's this great dynamic, and they are both, and this was done 10 years ago, okay, or longer. The series and the machine is AI.
Wow, that's
both
cool.
machines are AI, and so it's a great series.
Yeah, I need to binge watch. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I love. Yeah, I love finding a good show like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, my wife and I love it. So